Welcome in to a Tuesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, live and on time here on this Tuesday. Shout out to Energy for getting us back up yesterday. We will talk to Will Wade this morning as Wade and the crew roll last night. One of their more impressive wins, one of the most impressive defensive performances that I can remember under Will Wade here while he's been at LSU, as they beat Belmont by 30 last night, 83-53, and it didn't feel like it was that close. Tari Eason and Brandon Murray both had 15. Tigers breezed to the win last night. We will talk to their head coach coming up here as LSU 5-0 and has held all 5 opponents to under 60 points.
It's not bad.
They can do it all, man.
That defense is strong.
They committed, bro. Like everybody plays defense. Nobody lacks.
Not only that, the defense is the most impressive thing that they're doing right now, and it's not even close. But what is really jumping out, and if you've watched Wade's teams since he's been here, they've really struggled in the half court offensively.
Yep.
That has kind of been an Achilles heel of LSU basketball. And this season, this team can play in transition. When they get out and run and they show off their athleticism, they had a couple of transitions last night that I thought was going to make SportsCenter's top 10. But offensively, when they get into the half court, they can break you down.
No doubt.
And they can get easy buckets. Efton Reed is really emerging offensively as a guy. I mean, his skill set in the way that he can kind of use his ball fake, shot fake, use his head, move under. I mean, like, he's really
already
impressive.
He's very advanced for where he is right now.
Very, very
him
skilled.
And March is going to be a different player.
And Tari Eason, he's a very skilled guy. Like he has good hands. He has the handles of both of them do.
Little Jay, he started to ask me, like, after every game, because after we went to the first game, and he was like, who's the best player on this team? And I said, dude, really and truly, they could have a best player on the team every single night. Like, opening night, it was Darius Days, obviously. He was hitting all those threes. And then we went back to another game, and it felt like it was Days again, or it might have been Efton Reed. But over the last 2 games, Liberty and last night, Tari Eason has been the most complete player that LSU has put out there.
And what a luxury to kind of just bring him in off the bench. You don't feel like you necessarily have to start him if you don't want. And so for him to be able to come in and kind of change the game like that, and Gaines kind of feels the same way. Whenever they're just in the game, the energy they bring is – I mean, it's a tone setter. Will Wade's got a squad that it kind of has his thumbprints all over it.
It was good to see X play really well, too, because he's been really good. He's kind of been like the facilitator a little bit, and he had a stretch last night where he was the only one scoring. I mean, he scored, I want to say, like 8 straight points, 7 straight points, something crazy like that, and it was and they're nasty. They're good.
They're deep. They are they've got really good chemistry. I mean, it's a really good team early on in the season.
It feels different than last year, doesn't it? Yeah. Didn't it feel like it felt like, I don't know, I guess it might be a bad analogy, but like Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, the first year Miami Heat last year. It's like, you take the ball, no, you take the ball. There was no cohesiveness, and this team feels totally different. The ball didn't hit the floor sometimes when they're passing. Like, there's skip passes, get a quick change on defense, skip pass, dunk, and you're just like, are they going to do this all night? Because they have to be held to play.
I felt this way when Marlon Taylor was here. Whenever Marlon Taylor was in the game, I was excited because he was so athletic. And I didn't know if he was going to throw something down, play defense, but like for some reason I was mesmerized by watching him play because of his athleticism. That's how I feel with Eric Gaines. Yeah. Every time when he went in the lane last night and threw it down, he got off the ground and like that, and ball was in. And I'm like, this kid.
If you ever have time to show up for pregame, watch him in pregame. Yes. He is worth like showing up 10 minutes, 15 minutes price
of admission.
I mean, before tip off.
It's unbelievable how high he gets.
Did y'all both go?
I went. Yeah, Mikey was there.
How was it?
It was a great environment. Unbelievable environment. I mean, really, you can tell. I mean, these games have always been hard to sell. The holiday games when school's kind of letting out, and the first things first, the students have been really kind of what has been carrying the atmosphere in the environment. They have shown up every single night, and they're engaged in the game. They're really kind of affecting the game. They stay on the bench, on the opposing team's bench. And then, the community's coming out. I mean, it is very rare to see an open seat in the 200 levels right now at the Marriott Center. The 300 levels is still a little vacant, kind of like at the end zones you know, at each goal. But I mean, like in between, you know, kind of courtside and the 300 level, it's starting to fill up. And by the time Kentucky gets here on January 4th,
they're just lubing up for that.
You won't be able to get a seat. I'm telling you, because they are.
That's what's making me nervous.
They are.
No shot.
They're entertaining. I mean,
they're
like
good.
They are. Well, it's a product that you can bring everybody out to.
Right.
I mean, it's not the usual college basketball or the usual LSU basketball fan has always been, you know, a 24 to 32-year-old, maybe single guy who was coming out with a couple of partners and just hanging out, or it was the real old couple that had been supporting the program like since Pistol Pete had been there, right? Like
the
legit, like seriously,
right?
And now you're starting to see families. You're starting to see a lot more, you know, just kind of like people making it a family night out there. Kelly and I had seats last night in the 200 level. We brought Jay and a friend. Jay and his friend just kind of took off as soon as we got in the game, went and met up with his buddies, and were running around the Maravich Center all night. But we had a family of 5 sitting in front of us, husband, wife, 3 kids. And I mean, you look around and that's kind of what it's becoming. I mean, it's becoming an option, an entertainment option for the public, for the community, because they're very well coached. They play really hard. They're really good. And, you know, they're winning. Anytime you win, LSU is going to support a winner. And LSU basketball feels like they are cranking up the engine on what could be a really exciting run on a basketball season. I mean, here in November, where you are, you've got to be really just kind of hyped about what this team could be going down the stretch.
Because I think even Will Wade would say he expected to maybe lose one of these first 3, or first, you know, like that he scheduled the Belmonts, and who else did he schedule early? Liberty. I feel like he would have been okay dropping one of those games because he knows.
At least playing sloppy. At least like having a game.
Yeah,
where
just
like,
have
okay,
like a.
We have to. But no, dude, they have been locked down.
And my question about the section was, are they interested in ever moving the student section to where it looks like other college basketball courts, where they put them on the side? Because it's hard to really, I know that they're trying to affect the game where they are behind the basket, but when you put them on the side, you kind of get that whole, that Duke feel, that Gonzaga feel, where it feels more like college basketball.
You get the whole court.
Right. It's so much more of an influence, I would imagine.
Well, if you remember, that's where it used to be.
Right.
I mean, that's where the student section was where, you know, during like Shaq and Chris Jackson and even
it looked like a madhouse.
The early days of John Brady. That's where they were. Then, you know, the interest kind of fell off of the program, and those are premium seats. And the athletic administration had to make a decision to say, hey, look, if the students aren't going to come out, if they're not going to go to the games, then we need those seats back. And I think it was kind of a, you know, almost an experiment of let's see how much you really like basketball to the student base. And, you know, now they're starting to re-energize where, I mean, every game is sold out. I don't know if it's started to go back into the discussion if they can take away some of those premium seating. But I mean, I think we could all agree.
That's a tough one.
We could all agree that they need a new basketball arena.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. I mean, that's almost a sales pitch of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on the other side of it. I mean, you're saying, look, it's time to revitalize the feeling, the look.
Look at what we've built here. Let us build it.
I mean, you know who's done it incredibly is Auburn. If you look at Auburn's arena and even Ole Miss, the new Tad Pad is like 2021 edition. Yeah, you take seats out. First off, like, I mean, you really kind of cut seats out of there and make it like 10 to 12,000 where everybody's on top of you.
Yeah. Right?
Kind of like sitting on top of you. And you create this 2021 edition of entertainment where, I mean, everything's digitally. You can access things digital, the scoreboard, all of the information that's in the arena, everything. You know, you're all Wi-Fi'd up. Everybody can tweet in, tweet out. I mean, all of the stuff that people are curious about when they spend their entertainment dollar. LSU basketball is behind that, and I think with the addition of Mulkey now and with LSU basketball winning, that they will pull that. It's also time to really and truly have the conversation of extending Will Wade. I mean, now is like, I've heard from a couple of people up there that they were going to do it within the season and that they were going to wait until the football season got behind them and they got the coach. But now is the time that you have got to pay this guy. I mean, it is now time to show the commitment level to Will Wade. He has weathered the storm of everything that, look, he would be the first to tell you that he has brought onto the program, and he understands that. But since the commitment and the agreement has been made a couple of years back where, I mean, his contract is null and void if he gets in any type of trouble.
Yep.
Right? And where you can keep that language moving forward, which, at this point, I mean, we're 3 years past the accusations and what's really been, pointed out, and they still don't have anything. Right? I mean, all of these articles that came out a couple of weeks back from Pat Forty and Glenn Gilbo saying that the end is near for LSU basketball. Well, here comes another month about to roll over in the college basketball season, and to not see this team inside the top 25. Anybody curious about a prejudice against Will Wade? This team right here is not a top 25 team. Ask anybody from around 13 to 25 if they want to play LSU right now. So, I mean,
you extend them now, because if you don't and they make that run here, it's gonna the price tag is gonna continue to go up. I'm not saying that's the big selling point of like doing it now, but
they're putting a lot of faith in Will Wade that he wants to stick around at LSU. Like, because if somebody else comes in and they're not scared of making an offer like that, oh my bad. If they're not scared of making an offer to Will Wade, then that's really the only thing that LSU has in its war chest is to say, look, I think you're too hot to touch, so you're kind of ours, and you have to negotiate on our terms. But at some point, somebody's going to say, I'll give him the extra money if they're not going to do it.
Well, I think that has been their stance all along. I have also known that, from Will Wade's side, he has been very grateful for LSU standing with him throughout at least the early days, a lot of the early days of what was coming down from the investigation and all this stuff, again, that he brought onto the program. But since then, and the rules have been outlined for him to go to work every day, he has not gotten into any type of trouble. Every time the NCAA, FBI was looking for more information, and they always kept up, they always came up empty. And, you're coming in on 3 years from the time that this thing has started without any resolution. And LSU basketball is winning and looks like could be winning at a high rate. This guy deserves to be rewarded for what is going on in the program. Just look at the basketball stuff. Like I said, keep the language as is in what's going on and all that, right? Where if anything happens, you have the contract and the money is cut off immediately. But at the very least, it is time to give this guy more years and show the commitment after what he has. I mean, look at just the business side of LSU basketball. Look at the turnstiles. Look at the concession stands. Look at the interest. Look at the ticket sales. I mean, all of that has to be, have people smiling up on the 4th floor at LSU administration, on the 6th floor. So, I mean, I think it does get done. I think it needs to get done. And it's really getting to a time where it's past due to be done. Yeah. I mean, what else can Will Wade really do to prove that he can put a winner on the floor and get people to spend money to come out and watch it? I mean, look around last night.
You get a new stadium too. It's a new arena. So when you talk about a new arena, you want to blow the one up and make another one, or do you want to just redo the one they have now?
Well, I think that
because I love the PMAC location. I love it on campus.
Oh, sure.
Like it has to be on campus. You know what I mean?
No,
like
I think that, and I think the location on campus where the PMAC is fantastic.
That's what I mean.
So I think that you can do that. Now I've heard some things of like revitalizing the Cow Palace, where PMAC, where Pistol Pete played. I've heard some projects that could be off campus, but I mean, ultimately, I think that what's going to happen is a renovation to the Maravich Center that kind of brings that facility modern day. I mean, really, outside of a couple of seating changes where they've changed like the actual cloth on the seats, there hasn't been that big of upgrade. I mean, like the locker room and some of the things that they've seen have been upgraded, but like all in all, that looks like 1972 over there.
Yeah, the fan experience hasn't been upgraded
right?
At all.
I mean, Now the practice facility is still, it's pretty good by SEC standards. It's good. No weight room, no coach's office. Don't make a lot of sense to the people that come and visit it and ask, kind of like how that happened. But they have facilities on the horizon, and I think that the Maravich Center will be one that's upgraded. We'll ask Wade about that later in our conversation when he's stopping by here at 8 a.m. We appreciate you starting your day with us. Make sure and like, share, comment on the post. We will talk to Will Wade coming up here at 7:30 this morning. Daily, our spice is Papa Earl's. Remember, 30% less sodium than the competition. Get in touch or grab a can of Papa Earl's wherever you shop locally, whether it's High Neighbors, Rouse's, Calandro's, anywhere here. Remember, our water is True Blue Water, TRUBluewater.com. Our coffee is Majestic Coffee, DeliciousSips.com. And daily, our phone guests are brought to you by Metropolitan Health Group. Real doctors, real solutions. Saw Charlie Harvey and Jason Ramazan last night at the Maravich Center. Big basketball fans, and they can help you out online at Metropolitan Health Group. Metropolitan Health Group, real doctors, real solutions. When Wade comes by here at 8 o'clock on the phone line, Metropolitan Health Group brings you that conversation. So we'll talk more about LSU basketball. We got into the football stuff yesterday, and we're starting to put some of the tea leaves together and got really good information yesterday that Florida was circling around Lafayette and really kicking up into high gear a lot of the talks with Billy Napier. It seems like there is a list that is starting to come out of Gainesville where Lane Kiffin, who was asked about the job yesterday, and it seems like he's already starting to get his exit strategy in line over in Oxford.
He ain't going to be in Oxford next year, no way.
His comments to the press yesterday felt very much like if Billy Napier was asked about the future in Lafayette. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, boys. It doesn't feel.
And then he goes on to say, he's like, Egg Bowl's not that big a deal.
It's just a school.
It's just a school. I don't know why people get so fired up about this stuff.
Why do people care so much about this stuff?
That's a great way to piss off Ole Miss and Mississippi State at the same time. Like, this guy doesn't even care about the thing that we care about the most. Of course he's leaving.
Right. And kind of like thinking to yourself that I'm really kind of like softening the blow. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all earlier this week, you shouldn't care this much about this stuff.
This is how you do it. He's great at breaking up with people. This is how you do it. This is like he just starts giving little hits.
Yeah.
So subtle hits.
List?
Like
what's
maybe
the
it's
list
not going
for?
great.
Well,
Napier?
just some of the people that I've talked to over in that area say that Fickle, Kiffin, and Napier, or the three that are the three that they like over there.
So they haven't offered. They're just those like. He was in there in Lafayette just because, hey, this is face-to-face meeting. Hey, you're fine. I like that.
Well, I think they know they have to move quick. And we talked about this with LSU. Right. I think you're going to find out something. For as much as we've talked about this process being hidden and coy and not getting a lot of information, you're going to learn something over the next couple of days.
Yeah, but that was always been the timeline.
Sure.
Right? This week has always been like everybody was wondering when we were going to hire a coach. That never has been really in question. Everybody assumed it was going to be Sunday after the last game of the season, after O's out. That was when everybody thought nobody thought they were going to hire a coach mid-season. Season's going on. This was the timeline. Now everybody's panicking and feeling like...
It does feel like it snuck up on everybody, even though we knew that this was the timeline. It still feels like, oh, God, it's here. Because for all of that we've talked about it, you knew that there was never going to be like a real decision made, right?
Right.
Like you said, everything that you just laid out is how coaching searches work.
Yeah.
And now that we're at essentially D-Day, where it is... oh, my God, they're going to start making choices here. It feels like it snuck up on everybody. As soon as Florida enters into the race and you start seeing Lane Kiffin looking around, it's like, oh, we're in the throes of it right now. And it makes me wonder if this is how – if Florida wanted to get it right now just because it's time to get into the coaching search. Like, I feel like Dan Mullen –
They had to. They had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they want – is this how it usually works where if you see other teams looking for coaches, like LSU is looking for a coach, USC is looking for a coach – isn't this the time when you would want to kind of not be in the arms race for a coach? Would you be like, let's sit this
unless you have your guy?
That's what I mean.
Right.
I just feel like next year, if they say we're gonna wait one more year, maybe all these guys that they like a lot have different jobs, and there's no they don't have.
But it just feels like there's not that many guys out there for there to be this many open jobs. Not all of them are going to be successful.
Well, I mean, you're very much going to reshuffle the order.
We're going to do this again in 3 years.
Right. I mean, you get this guy, you have this guy, you take this guy, and I'll end up with him.
And we'll see who sticks.
Right.
I love when another big school or Like it's you see
Florida really shoved themselves in this conversation.
I love when another big school comes in and just makes somebody more attractive.
Yeah, but I don't think that it was. I don't think that it was that big of a shock. I think that you could see the tea leaves from Florida. So we've been asking for the last. We've been asking for the last couple of weeks to everybody that stopped in here. Is Florida going to open? And routinely people have been like, yes. I mean, it's just a matter of time. So I think behind the scenes, Scott Strickland has probably been operating as if the job has been open.
He did at Woodward. Where it's like, I'm not really telling anybody this, but we're looking at a different. And it feels like Dan Mullen found that out.
Yes.
Essentially after the LSU game. Yeah. Because I didn't think that he was on the hot seat. I still think he's a good offensive coach.
He's a coordinator. He's not a good head coach.
And it seems like he's totally fine with leaving. Like
offensively,
he's not putting up a fight at all at Florida. He's kind of doing what Coach O's doing, where he's just being like, all right, fire me. I don't care.
He feels like he could be at a spot like Virginia Tech, like kind of get off the radar pressure. A little bit and go be quirky Dan Mullen, that he would go get players and kind of, probably overcoach them a little bit or get more out of them than they probably
play in the ACC.
Go to a beach bowl every now and again.
Go beat Dabo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just do it once a year.
Yeah, every 3 years, beat Dabo. Do something like that. I mean,
he could do that.
And to me, Lane Kiffin makes more sense at Miami than he does anywhere else. Yeah. And it seems like behind the scenes, he's kind of stumping for Miami.
Oh, he wants it,
right? Like, I'm telling you, it's one of the best interviews I've ever heard in my life is Dan Le Batard had an exclusive with Lane Kiffin earlier this year, and I think it was the week going into the Alabama game, where like everybody was really high on Ole Miss. Kiffin and Ole Miss had started the season on fire offensively, and Le Batard and obviously his show originates from South Florida. It originates from actually the Clevelander Hotel on South Beach. I mean, like it does not get any more Miami than the Dan Le Batard show. And obviously they had a great relationship with Lane when he was the Florida Atlantic coach in Boca Raton. And Lane lived it up in Boca. I mean, you can really kind of even look at his physique to tell how much he loved Boca. He kind of like went down there. Yeah, he went down there and just kind of blew up.
Salt all day.
You know what I mean? Just.
So you would think it'd be opposite, right?
You would think so. You would think so. But I think he kind of like got a boat, lived in Miami, ate the food, did the deal. You know what I mean? Like kind of post-divorce.
Open collar shirt.
Yeah, a little fat.
Don't really have to hide my relationships from Saban type feeling. You know what I mean? Like I can play in the open now.
Yeah.
Right?
Just freshman 15.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are like, Lane, how much do you miss South Beach? And Lane is like, at the beginning of the conversation, he's like, oh, fellas, I mean, it's easy to kind of be in a small, cool little place like Oxford, and it's a college town, and everybody loves their sports and football and Ole Miss. And like 10 minutes later, they'll be in a serious question, and like somebody in the background will be like, no, but Lane, seriously, how much do you miss Miami? And he'll kind of start to crack, you know what I mean? He'll kind of, I was down there 2 weeks ago, and it was good to get back into the salt water, into the open water, you know what I mean? Like 5 minutes later, like, Lane, how much do you miss Boca? He's like, fellas, I can't wait to get back to Boca. It's like, we had an off weekend last weekend. I flew in for 48 hours. They were like, they got some lake here called Lake Sardis. It looks like a bowl of soup that they all go swim in all day. I mean, like they start cracking on Sardis. Yeah, I mean, he can't wait to get back or out of a town like Oxford, Mississippi. And I'm not slighting Oxford, Mississippi. Everybody knows what you sign up for when you go into a small town like that's built around the college, and it's built around so much pride and history and tradition and all that stuff. And it doesn't feel like Lane Kiffin. Gainesville doesn't feel like Lane Kiffin. South Beach feels like Lane Kiffin. Really and truly, the Miami Dolphins feels like the job that he really should get. Like when I see him now, I feel like if Cliff Kingsbury is doing what he's doing in Arizona, how in the hell is the Miami Dolphins owner not looking at Lane Kiffin, hearing this guy plead to want to live in that community and saying, just hire this guy? I mean, he went Belichick 2.0 in his last hire. Right now, I mean, like, is it the current Miami Dolphins coach? Yeah, Brian Flores. Isn't he like a Belichick disciple?
I know he's a defensive guy.
Right, where he's like he's kind of like Belichick 2.0. I mean, like, go off the grid.
Dolphins sneaky have been okay.
That's what I was about to say. They've been okay, and he's been a good coach because they were trying to do the tank for Tua.
Yeah, but dude, everybody's bailing on Tua.
Right, so it didn't work. But like they were trying to actively lose, and he was coaching them in games and keeping the Dolphins relevant. But if you're Lane Kiffin, and I think we said this, I don't know what show, it could have been on any show, but the Lane Kiffin going to Miami is like the best thing that he wants, but the worst thing for his career.
Which Miami though? The Dolphins or the
either one? Okay. It doesn't. Him going into a city like that,
and like we've talked about with Lane, at some point he's got to start writing his football legacy. Like he's got to start really paying attention to his football resume, because up until this point, as much as he's turned the public perception and image around from himself, where he was like Tennessee, Oakland, even kind of USC days, I mean, he still hasn't done anything from a football standpoint that makes you say,
this is his best year. This is his best coaching year.
Bar none.
Best year. Yeah. No doubt about it.
9-2, and if you don't stub your toe against Auburn, they're squarely looking at like a one-loss playoff berth. Like they would be in the conversation for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
And it's
sure.
He's putting together. That's why it would be the most Lane Kiffin thing ever to have built like somewhat of a winner at Ole Miss. And if you stay, like you can see where this trajectory keeps going. And he's like, actually, I'll just go to Miami. Never mind. Like I'll just go win 6 games there. Like for him to,
I don't know. I think
for
if he
him
went to
to
Miami,
leave would be
for
him to leave would be strictly personal. It would be just because he wants to live in Miami.
Well, he'd get players at Miami.
Yeah, but
if he could get players in Oxford, he'd get players in Miami.
But he's close to building something in Oxford.
No doubt he is.
To where you wouldn't even like which job is better.
But it obviously does not have his attention, because by all accounts, he was trying to get the Auburn job last year. He has put his name all over the LSU gig, and his name keeps popping up at Florida and Miami. That's not by accident. Right. You know what I mean? That's not just happening. I mean, people are talking to people, or he's even floating it out there.
Here's the thing. At some point, is he going to just say, hey, this is where I'm going to be? Like, he's always jumping somewhere else. Like, at some point, you got to say, hey, this is where I'm going to be.
This is where I'm going to build it.
Yeah.
Well, that's his personality, though. He can't do it. He can't.
But that's not good. That's not, I mean, a university or a professional team, they don't want a guy who's like, you know what? I've been here for a couple years. I'm tired of this. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Like, and Lane will always be able to get a job.
Yeah.
But don't you and I know that it feels like he's been ruled out at LSU, but we don't know anything. The storm around him has quieted down so much since that Tennessee. That was kind of the crux of our argument. Was
are you trying to bring it back?
I mean, there's not a lot of talk about Lane Kiffin to LSU, and that's what Scott Woodward does.
We'll see, man, because what we
it's
talked
calmed
about
down,
yesterday.
right?
What we talked about yesterday, it feels like LSU's guy is in place. There's an agreement. There's a handshake. There's a signature. There's something behind closed doors that has LSU working at a very calm pace, in my opinion, just by the news. Yes, it's only Tuesday.
Florida feels like LSU.
I looked, I was like, man, is it Thursday? It's Tuesday.
I mean, it's only
Florida
Tuesday.
feels like LSU last week right now.
Yeah.
Where they're in the full flight of it. Like it is like their fan base message boards.
Yeah,
stuff is happening.
But they've had
something's
2 weeks.
happening.
They've had 2 weeks. We've had 2 months.
It's been bizarre.
Daily, we were brought to you by A-Bears. A-Bears specialty meats are located in Geismar over there on Highway 73, where they've got freezers full of selections for you tonight, whether you're looking to pick up a deboned stuffed chicken, or, as we've been reminding you, Thursday is closing in on us very fast, and if you're starting to panic, let A-Bears take care of the menu for you on Thanksgiving. They can help you out from everything from a turducken to the turkey to the side dishes to all the desserts, everything. You can pick up the holiday specials right there online at abearsmarkets.com. That is abearsmarkets.com. Get in touch with them online. You can stop in and check them out on Highway 73. And opening up, hopefully today, it looks like today will be the grand opening of the space over here in Baton Rouge, inside Robert's grocery store on Highland Road, right in the Kenilworth Shopping Center, right next to Superior Bar and Grill, right there on Highland Road. So if you're looking for a great selection, especially here in the holidays, and they've got the deboned stuffed chicken, and they've got the turduckens, and they've got all the selections over there.
Spiral cut.
Robert's is obviously the grocery store over there on Highland Road, and now will host I
guess this would be smart to get open right before Thanksgiving. They probably had this date circled for a while. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, like, strategic planning there.
They hope they're ready. That's what you want to be. Like
absolutely.
If you could get that little rush right before Thanksgiving, I would imagine they'd be pretty pleased.
All right, we're going to talk to Will Wade coming up here at 8 o'clock this morning, as Coach Wade and the crew last night rolled over Belmont. I thought that was a good Belmont team going in, and Belmont coming in was 2-1 on the season. But I mean, LSU just beat the hell out of that team last night. They out-rebounded them 42-31. They held Belmont from 32% from the field. They had a 21-8 edge on points off of turnovers last night. I mean, they beat them. And like we said earlier on, the defense has been, it feels like the defense around Coach Wade. So we'll talk more about that.
I was going to say, I was watching the game, and I feel like what made me, like, obviously you see the defense and see how good they are and see how they rotate and how they close out and all these different things. But the double glass block play, oof. I was like, oof. Man, it was a turnover. Oof. Tari Eason comes in and glasses this guy off a layup, right? A chase down block. They get the Belmont gets the rebound, goes up, and Brandon Murray comes in and glasses the next guy. And then we get the ball. I'm like, damn, this team is different.
LSU's bullying people.
They are. Their commitment to defense is what is the difference on this squad up to this point this year. And like I said, they can beat you and play in a lot of different ways. In past seasons, they have had this one player, Tremont Waters, Naz Reid, Trendon Watford, Javante Smart, that they would run stuff through. Cam Thomas, that, by the way, did you see Cam had 40 the other night for Brooklyn?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Dude, they've been good.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
And they love him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the KD, like on the bench, he's always in KD's ear. You can tell KD's kind of taking him in.
He's that mold. He's like, you're a scorer like I am. Like, come learn.
Come sit right here.
Give him some lotion. Jesus Christ. You see KD's legs?
No.
Oh, man. He's getting super ashy.
Wow.
And he said
it's cold. It's the winter time.
It is winter.
You got to lotion up, baby.
But he got dragged last night on social media. I'll pull up the picture.
I would think that KD would be ahead of that.
Well, then he hopped on there. He's like, oh, I see y'all talking shit.
Wow. No doubt.
He's not scared to get on the Twitter world. Right. He is not scared.
No, he's not scared to let you know I'm here.
Nope.
All right, so we will talk to Will Wade coming up here in a couple of minutes. I'm also trying to set up a conversation with Jim Nagy, who is the Senior Bowl director, the Reese's Senior Bowl director over in Mobile, travels around the country, watches a ton of football, builds that Senior Bowl roster, also has great relationships within the coaching game as he was a NFL scout for 18 seasons. He got a Super Bowl ring, couple of Super Bowl rings, as he got one with Green Bay and got one with New England. And that was, and obviously, watches a ton of football, so hopefully we can talk to him. Let me see if I can't set him up, and we'll be right back here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, as daily they drive us home here. LaPlace, there's a brand new car lot and used car lot right here in Baton Rouge at Go Express Auto Sales. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show. Hebert's Specialty Meats, home to the finest boudin in South Louisiana. Two spots right here in Baton Rouge and out in Prairieville. Stop in and see them in the Dutchtown Shopping Center on Highway 73 or right here in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway. Online, abearsmarkets.com, and they're all over social media. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Hebert's combines perfect seasoning with that authentic Cajun flavor. Find out for yourself. Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway and in Prairieville on Highway 73. abearsmarkets.com. True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU, bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU, bluewater.com.
Boy, the internet is undefeated. They find
everything.
Lord. I mean, he looks like a snake.
He looks like, somebody said, I don't know if you'll watch, we're on, I don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones. Somebody said he had grayscale, like the dragon skin.
I mean, that's scaly, dude.
That is too much.
Okay, first of all,
It's hard to defend yourself.
Who sees like in a passing by picture? Like, how do you see that little
So
small
much to
of
break
a
down,
sliver
dude.
of
The internet.
Jordan
The
Peck.
internet is undefeated, dude.
Is that who found that?
No, I'm saying like photographers though. Like
about
he
to
was
say.
sees it. Oh, Peck. Yeah, he's out there looking at Katie's ankles. I mean, maybe.
I mean, that's bad.
That would be on brand
That's
for old
tough.
J Peck. Welcome in.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. As the crew driving us home, LaPlace, Louisiana, and of course the used car lot right here in Baton Rouge, Go Express Auto Sales. As we were talking about LSU basketball rolling last night. But this LSU football hire obviously taking center stage. And yesterday, I thought it was really telling with the Florida news that it was open and there was a lot of movement on Billy Napier. There was no sense or you thought of urgency for LSU, which it felt like there was a ton of that last week. We ran away with the coming out of it with putting the puzzle pieces together, that it felt like there was a done deal with somebody, right? Whether it was Jimbo Fisher, whether it was Lincoln Riley, whether it was Mel Tucker, whether it was one of those names that was really popping early on throughout this coaching search. But Tucker signs or agrees to a $96 million extension at Michigan State, then goes out and gets run.
Doors blown off.
Run.
Doors blown off.
45 put up on him in the first half at Ohio State.
Buyer's remorse and all. Like, dude, should we
sign?
Is it signed?
$100 million gets
hustled.
Is this what $100 million gets?
And they were, and Ohio State was favored by 20. And they just went in there and it's like, yeah, we're going to cover that spread and more in the first half.
Vegas knew, huh?
Dude, Vegas has been all over Ohio State. They're
Vegas baited so many people that weekend to bet Michigan State.
Not this guy.
And
they
got paid. They made all their money off that game.
They did.
I mean, people were looking at the game. I mean, I looked at the game and was like, damn, 20? Like, Michigan State's good, 20? They knew something.
That's the second time they've done it with Ohio State too. It wasn't the Michigan. It was another.
Was it Oregon?
Oregon, but I think Oregon won that game. But since then,
gotta get
Ohio State has beaten everybody.
If
by
Ohio
like
State
35.
plays like that,
they're in the playoff.
well, not in the playoff. They can play
win
with
it.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And that's the offense you should be scared of. It's not
Yeah.
Alabama. It's
No,
Ohio State.
It's Ohio State.
You got to beat Ohio State early in the year.
And they did.
Right?
They got one.
That's how you have to beat them, because at the end, middle to end of the year, they are usually clicking, and they are. It's fun. I mean, dude, that quarterback they got that signed early, that freshman, he's gonna have to transfer. He's not gonna play.
Oh, no doubt.
This guy,
Oh, I forgot.
Ewers.
He's supposed to be in high school.
Speaking of, have you seen Ewers' picture?
He's got a little mully.
Quinn
Mullet.
Ewers?
He's a mullet
He's
guy.
a mullet.
Yeah, big mullet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought he
big
was like
mullet
the
guy.
clean. Like, no,
Big
no,
mullet
no,
guy.
Not. But like, C.J. Stroud is he a freshman?
Yeah.
He's a freshman.
No,
Heisman.
he's a sophomore.
Sophomore. So he's going to Heisman.
Balling.
So he's going to be there
I
for
think
2 years.
he's the
The
favorite.
Heisman.
Yeah, he's going to win the Heisman.
It's him or Bryce Young.
You can't give it to Bryce Young.
I know, but I'm just saying those are the
Yeah.
two betting
I know.
odds
He's going to
favorites.
win the Heisman. He's going to be there.
Nobody's
and-
talked about Ohio State. At least we haven't.
And-
Are other people talking about
Yeah,
Ohio
I
State?
think so. I think so.
I
Look,
think
this
so
week,
now.
the slate of games this weekend is unreal.
College football games?
College football games. You have Michigan,
Yeah.
Ohio State. You have the Ole Miss, Mississippi State game is going to be good.
Oh, it's rivalry week.
Yeah,
right?
Alabama, Auburn. Obviously, the LSU A&M game is not the luster's off that, but they have some like big time rivalry games that are going to be fun to watch.
Ole
Like,
Miss,
really
Mississippi
fun.
State is on Thanksgiving night, that's where it feels like it needs to be.
Uh-huh.
Ohio State, Michigan is on Saturday.
Yep.
Florida State, Florida is a game that's usually good. That it's kind of lost its luster as we meant. The Iron Bowl.
Yep.
Alabama and Auburn. Auburn is reeling right now, coming off of a bad loss versus South
Quarterback's
Carolina.
out for the year. It's tough.
Michigan State looking to bounce back versus Penn State.
Yep, there you go.
I couldn't trust Michigan State at all after what I saw last
You
week.
also
but,
don't trust Penn State either.
but look at
And then
TJ
Oklahoma,
Finley.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I
Yes.
forgot. I knew I was missing another
The
big
Bedlam.
one.
I mean,
That's a
Bedlam
big
is
one.
going to be. And look, everybody's going to be paying attention to that one.
I mean, that's playoff. But you have 2 playoff implicated games. Michigan, Ohio State. You feel like that winner of that game is going to be in the playoff. And Oklahoma State, the winner of that game, you feel like could be in the playoff.
Oregon State.
No.
No, Oregon's lost. I mean, Oregon's done.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
have that.
what I am more interested in, because obviously LSU, Texas A&M will be fun. But TJ Finley having to play Alabama again, starting quarterback for Auburn. And last time he went out there did not look great. Isn't that when Max Johnson kind of supplanted him? Didn't he come in the second half and kind of took the team over?
I thought that Finley really started the game last week he looked very confident, man. I mean, I kind of put that one on Auburn's coaches. Not to say that Finley deserves the blame for the loss. I mean, they had opportunities. They got away from.
But they do well.
They got away from their running back. They got away from Tank Johnson. I mean, like they
if
went.
You have a running back named Tank Johnson. Give him the ball.
4th and 1.
Just give him the ball.
4th and 1 was the difference in that game where they fake it to him. Nobody bites on it, and Finley misses a guy a little bit by a half a step on the throw. But it was more on the play call, man, where it just didn't make sense. I think Alabama's sitting in a pretty good spot with Auburn this weekend. They're
I wish
kill
now if they had look, and I said at the beginning of the year I thought Bo Nix stunk, but like he's gotten. I think LSU really gave Bo Nix a shot of energy because I mean he looked like Johnny Manziel playing LSU, and ever since that game he's been playing pretty well. If they had him, I thought they had. I'm not saying they were going to win, but I think they would have. They had the ability to have the old typical Auburn-Alabama game where crazy shit happens and you win the game, but I just don't think TJ Finley has the ability to do that.
Thank God that happened in 2019, right? Because if Auburn doesn't beat Alabama, Alabama gets in the playoff, right? And LSU has to play Alabama again. What do you imagine if Alabama would have got in with one loss in 2019? Was LSU, Clemson, Ohio State.
Who was the fourth team?
Georgia? No.
No, it was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah. And so I would imagine
I don't know if
they would have. I don't know if they would have.
Because Clemson would have been in for sure. LSU would have been in for sure. Ohio State would have been in for sure. Oklahoma was the Big 12 champion.
I know, but they do that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but not over Oklahoma. Like over Cincinnati maybe, or over like an ACC team or a Pac-12 team.
One loss Alabama gets in every time.
I don't know. Not 19.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. But it was. I don't know. It's crazy to think about. Daily, we're brought to you by Cajun Ready Mix. Cajun Ready Mix Concrete. Remember, you can find them online at CajunRMC.com. Get in touch with Cajun Ready Mix as they can help you out with a project, residential, commercial, industrial, or municipal. They can help you out with a project for any of those in any size. Cajun Ready Mix Concrete guarantees that all of the deliveries will be completed on time to the exact specifications, high-quality products, grade A equipment, clear safety standards, all provided by Cajun Ready Mix online at CajunRMC.com. So you're kind of just in wait-and-see mode for LSU football.
Hurry up and wait, baby.
Right? You were kind of in the mode of you feel like a deal is done, but you're waiting on the announcement. I expect it to happen on Sunday, no later than Monday. And I feel like it's Lincoln Riley. I really do. I feel like Lincoln Riley is the guy. For whatever reason, I got that notion yesterday, and just kind of felt like that's the one.
For the sake of me, and for the sake of the show, and for the sake of I don't want to agree with you, I'm sticking with Billy.
Sticking with Billy.
I'm sticking with him.
That would be the shocker of all shocks at this point.
I know, but I'm sticking with him. And I think it's more about hope and willing it to happen. Look, I like Lincoln. I think Lincoln Riley is a great coach. But my guy is Billy. That's what I want. That's what I want. I think a lot of guys. And look, he's the guy. He is the girl in high school that wasn't very good looking, or no, was good looking, but you didn't know she was good looking. But then the starting quarterback on the high school team asked her to prom, and now everybody thinks that she's hot. That's what Florida's doing. Florida comes in and says, "Oh, we think we like Billy." Now everybody's like, "Whoa.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Billy Napier for 2 months. Yeah, but y'all didn't want him.
We were kind of texting,
but now, yeah.
Now she's got validation.
Right.
Wait,
I told
y'all.
We told y'all that, and now the guy who was dating her is trying to. Now he's really trying to court her. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know what I had." Now.
Transfer kid came in and was like, "You can't go. Wait, hold on. And we all know you can't go straight for her. She's on the list, but watch out."
Why ain't anybody talking to her? Everybody is, dude. Chill.
The best kept secret in town.
No. I'm taking her.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Is like he's become more attractive over the last week and a half
because other people are talking to him.
Because Florida came in. It's like, hey, this is our guy. One of our guys.
Did Lincoln escape the full court pressure again? Like once this week's over, like if he can skate to just get to
Yes, I think he just
Monday,
wants to get to Sunday.
Do you think that if they win, he's not the coach?
If Oklahoma wins,
If Oklahoma wins and they're in the playoff, he's not the coach.
it does feel like there's some type of contingency
Yes,
to
I think
whether or
that's-
not they
that's
win
the
or
trip
lose.
up, right?
Yeah, they could. And I also feel like if that happens, that Scott Woodward is ready to go on Plan B. That
Should
he's
Billy,
got
baby.
a backup plan that is agreed to and said, "Hey, look, I'm going to be forthright with you. I'm going to be straight up with you. We have offered this job to Lincoln Riley, and he has got first right of refusal on it. And if they win on Saturday and get into the playoff, he's
out.
going to stay with Oklahoma. He has assured us that. If they lose and get beat by Oklahoma State, then he's going to be LSU's coach on Sunday. If he passes on this thing and they win, you are our guy. Can we have security and can we have an agreement in place that
You'll go
if
to prom
Lincoln
with me.
Riley is out and you're in, you're the person. Are
So
you
who's
okay
the
with that?
you? Who's the you?
It could be Napier.
Okay, so if you are him, are you taking that? Are you saying yes to that? Are you saying, hey, you know what? I will wait until Sunday.
I tell
Or till
Scott
Saturday.
Woodward that there is a contingency on the table here. I'll tell you yes with a caveat that if a Power 5 job opens at these schools, because he knew 3 weeks ago that Florida was in limbo.
Right.
He knew 3 weeks ago
Right.
that Florida had an opportunity of opening up. He knows that Scott Strickland's the athletic director there and that they've got a good relationship and that he can get in on those conversations. So I'm sure he said, yes, with the exception of, because I've got to look out for myself, because Florida could turn around and say, hey, Billy, look, we're offering you this job, and if you don't accept it by Thursday, then we need to move on.
And that's what they're gonna do. That would be counters. That would be Florida's counterpunch to LSU's contingency. Hey, you're the guy. If he's not the guy, Florida's like, no, you're the guy for us. So if you want to be the guy, you have until Thursday. Well, now that just kind of crumbles up LSU's contingency. Okay, well, hey, you gotta make the decision. You wanna take the risk of Oklahoma winning and Lincoln Riley staying there, and then me and Billy Napier not having that opportunity, and now you have to go down the list within a week? You thought everything was done, and that could all fall apart.
And if you're Billy Napier, you're a career-long football coach. There's no way. If you're a football coach, take your LSU emotion out of it. Right. Like strip that back from it if you can do that. Look at this thing objectively and say, if my job, my trade, my career is coaching football, and the University of Florida has told me I have until Thursday to tell them yes or no, and the job is mine right now.
Right.
Like as we
That's what
sit
I'm
here
saying.
and speak on this Tuesday morning, the job is mine, and I have till Thursday at 5 o'clock to tell them yes or no. And LSU has told me that if Lincoln Riley gets beat on Saturday, that he's going to take the job at LSU, but if he wins at Oklahoma and beats Oklahoma
What
State,
a
messy
conundrum
dude.
that
It's
is.
so messy.
that I could be the person there. There's no way Billy Napier could tell Florida no.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
There's no way he
That's
could
what I'm
tell them no.
saying.
If he's a career-long football coach
But
and the
then
University of Florida
that-
is on the table, and I have until 5 o'clock on Thursday, or I have to wait until Saturday night for LSU, I'm telling Florida yes.
But then
Is the job that good? Is it good enough for him to be able to do that? Because
Yeah.
I would say the LSU job is probably wait and see good.
no, it is. But I think Florida's.
But that's what we think.
I think Florida's good enough to say I'll take that Florida.
Well, I think you can do everything you can do at LSU, you can do at Florida.
right.
I disagree just because of what if you have
Why?
Lane
What,
Kiff-
what's different?
I'm about to say if Lane Kiffin goes to Miami, if Deion Sanders goes to Florida State, or they get those
Ah,
two
that'd be
programs right, you have to recruit against
Yeah, but
three
that's a
blue
big if.
bloods.
That's a big if.
Yeah.
Florida, Miami, and Florida State were all big in the 90s. They were all getting players.
Right, but I'm saying if you're arguing LSU and you're Billy Napier, it might be worth waiting to be like, well, I can just go recruit Louisiana. I already know how to do it. If
Well,
they
I
just
think
give
if
me,
Napier
give
had
me
his-
time.
if-
Because if you're Florida, it seems like Billy Napier's their guy, right? That's the guy that they seem to have flown into. They came into Lafayette yesterday and wanted to talk to him and sat down with them. It seems like that they would be the ones that have to play kind of Billy Napier's game here. Like, all right, obviously you want me very badly. I want the LSU job. If I don't get it, I'll come to you. You'll have to go wait. Like, because who are you going to hire? Like, show me your list. That's what I would say. Like,
Yeah,
if you
so
want to play
saying, you're
hardball.
basically saying Billy is going to call it their bluff.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
like,
you want me
go
to
hire
give a
somebody
deadline?
else.
Okay, I'm going to the deadline's going to come and go.
Right. And then
Yeah.
what? Because you still want me. Obviously, you're here right now.
Worst case scenario is that happens. This whole situation happens, and Lincoln Riley wins, and Billy Napier takes the Florida job, and now who the fuck do we hire?
Yeah, right.
That's the worst case scenario because it's like, well, look, we could be wrong. It could be Lincoln Riley and Billy Napier may not be the number 2 choice, but maybe Lincoln Riley is not the number 1 choice. Who knows? But if that's the case, then boy, we waited 2 months to go to be in a bad spot
to still do nothing.
Brandon Hollingsworth says, but Jordy, you've already stated that Napier has said himself he's going to wait to know what LSU is doing before making a decision. I did say that, and like I said, I believe 2 weeks ago, Billy Napier would have said, hey, it's LSU job, and I'm waiting and seeing. But if Florida opens up and is knocking on his door and you have the same opportunity at Florida that you believe you have at LSU, how can you tell Florida no? This is the offseason that Billy Napier has been waiting on. This is what Billy Napier has been telling no to South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Auburn for.
Well, he bet on himself, and he is cashing.
He's cashing in,
baby.
USC, Florida, and LSU.
Virginia Tech.
Miami.
Well, that's in that other tier.
Yeah, but I think Virginia Tech would hire him tonight, and it's an upgrade of where he is.
Oh, he's going somewhere.
Right.
Like, I truly believe that.
He's not going. USC's out. He's not going to USC.
No, but I'm saying that he won't be at Lafayette next year.
No,
he's doing something this year.
No.
Like you said, this is the time, and it's just a matter of which one he picks.
Well, this will be his best year at UL too. By the end of the year, I mean he'll have one
loss to Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a resume too. He kind of gets slept on.
He does.
Oh, he gets slept on because he's at UL and he's not. We've already had this discussion yesterday. I don't like. I hate when people look at it just by you're here and you're only winning there, but that's not good enough. No, he's winning, and he's not just winning. He's winning big.
City Cafe brings you the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, City Cafe is located on the corner of O'Neill and George O'Neill. They've been in business for over 100 years. Get in touch with City Cafe. Great lunch day specials over there. Great specials every day on lunch. You can stop in and see them, including this Tuesday. They got Sunday brunch that opens up at 10 a.m. Stop in and see them over at City Cafe. CityCafeBR.net. Lunch specials every single day. On the corner of O'Neill and George O'Neill. Tell Squeaky Miranda and Cody Miranda that you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show. We will talk to Will Wade next here as we will recap last night. We will get his thoughts on a busy week ahead. And Tari Eason last night again was just different, man. I mean, he had 19 points and
8 boards, I think.
8 boards last night. He was all over the place. We will talk to him about his squad and that performance.
I love when Will Wade interacts with the fans a little bit, especially in those games. Like they're chanting for.
He tells him to hold off
for Parker, and he's like, "Whoa!
Give me I got it. He'll play.
Relax, I got it."
Parker's a player.
Yeah,
I mean he's a player.
But look, come on, hey Parker, let's run off some screens.
Yeah.
Let's not camp out in the corner. Get the ball.
He is camping.
Let's get the ball. Get the run. I know, but like,
they're running the offense for. What do you think you're
run
out
around?
there?
You're the focal point when you come in at that point. They want you to get the rock. Everybody wants you to get the rock.
How good is life for Parker Edwards in Tigerland?
Oh, he can't do anything wrong.
I
mean, look at him. I mean, those drinks are free.
That's why he's parked.
You know he's in Tigerland.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got to cash in on that, man.
He's probably
my buddy was with me at the game, and he's like, man, he goes, I've played basketball my whole life. Basketball is the best workout I've ever gotten in my entire life. How can you play basketball every single day and look like that?
It's true.
It's true.
Tigerland he has to be going to Tigerland.
Tigerland and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Parker, I'm not trying to drag you, bro. I love you. I think just keep.
Parker knows his role. He knows he's fine with it.
He plays it great.
He probably sweat so much in practice. Like Parker, you did it again, huh? He's like, boys, it's tough out here. I'm 30.
Will Wade next. Hebert's Specialty Meats, home to the finest boudin in South Louisiana. 2 spots right here in Baton Rouge and out in Prairieville. Stop in and see them in the Dutchtown Shopping Center on Highway 73 or right here in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway. Online, abearsmarkets.com, and they're all over social media. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Hebert's combines perfect seasoning with that authentic Cajun flavor. Find out for yourself. Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway and in Prairieville on Highway 73. abearsmarkets.com. Papa Earl's, the fine spice, originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more. All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Tremendous win last night for LSU Basketball as the Tigers rolled Belmont by 30, and it didn't feel like it was that close. As Tari Eason and Brandon Murray both, I believe Eason had 17, Murray had 15 last night, as Eason was 7 and 11 from the field. He grabbed 7 rebounds. I told you Lil Jay was asking me who the best player on the floor last night, and again, I think for the second game in a row, it was Tari Eason. Another tremendous atmosphere inside the Maravich Center. It never stops for Coach Will Wade as he is out on the road recruiting today and checking in with us here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Good morning, Coach. Great win last night. Boot up.
Thanks. Good, really good win. Great crowd. Thought our team really feeds off the crowd and the students and the fans were great last night. So. Really, really appreciative of them, and hopefully we can keep everybody engaged and keep everybody coming out because it's a lot of fun when it's rocking like that. So great win over a very, very good team. Never dreamed in a million years it would go like that. In fact, I was working on the day before game and at shoot around. I was working on all of our late game packages and all of our late game stuff and trying to fine tune that because I thought it was going to come down to the last couple possessions. But credit to our guys, they played extremely hard. They played extremely well, and it was just a really, really good win for us.
I was trying to think last night leaving the arena, and I hate to speak in hyperbole and say the best ever, but I'm trying to think of a better defensive performance that your program has had under your direction while you've been here. Can you recall one?
I thought our first half, I told our staff that at halftime. I screwed up at the end of the half when Tari dunked it. I should have called timeout so we could set our defense. We were scrambling, and that's why we gave up the 3. You take that 3 off, we'd have been up 36-20. I thought the first half was about as good as we've been, and we gambled twice in the first couple minutes and gave them six of their first. Well, we missed a switch too. We gave them their first 7 points, and we gave them that. So you take that out, we could have held them to 13 points. But I thought we were locked in. I thought we were ready to go. I thought the first half was really, really good offensively, and I thought the second half, the first 10 minutes, well, for about a 6-minute stretch, I thought we were pretty good. First 4 minutes of stuff in the first half, and the last 8 minutes were just solid. But very, very pleased. Very, very pleased overall, and there's a lot we have to work with.
Eason last night gives you 19 minutes, 17 points, 8 boards. He does, it seems like, everything. What does he provide you? What do you look for him to give the team? Because it looks like he gives you so much when he's out there.
Oh, he's just he's a great player, hard worker. he can, we can just really take advantage of mismatches. We can play him at the 4 and the 5. He can drive guys. He can make things happen. Going to the rim, going to the basket. Wait till he starts making his threes, which is coming. He's gonna be, unguardable, even more unguardable than he is. But he's just tough. He's rugged. He can get himself going. He always gets 1 or 2 run-through steals a game where he's able to go in and dunk it. He's just able to make things happen. He turns defense to offense. He's always around the ball. He's a ball getter. If you do that, you're gonna have really, really good nights, which is what he's been having.
What have you made of your half-court offense in the first 5 games of the season? It seems like that has been very impressive early on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. So we just got to keep it. Just got to keep moving forward, and we've got to sustain it. We got to be able to sustain things and play complete games and keep moving forward.
Efton Reed provides you that hockey goalie, as you call him, on defense last night as he was cleaning up a lot of stuff. How have you liked his evolution throughout the first month of his college experience?
Oh, he's been great. He's got such great makeup, which allows him. He's very even-keeled. We had 7 blocks last night as a team, which was tremendous. Those blocks in transition when they had that layup are as good as you'll see towards the end of the first half there. But Efton's just such a presence down there. He does all the right things. He prepares the right way. He's an extremely, extremely hard worker, and so just very, very pleased with him. And the best is yet to come. He's got more in him, and we're gonna keep working with him and keep bringing him along. And he's gonna have some great years.
I know before the game you had mentioned about Xavier Pinson trying to kind of get going and scoring a little bit more. He had that stretch in the first half where it seemed like he got super hot, and he was the guy that really got the offense going. How good was that to see?
Oh, it was great to see. It was awesome. He was playing so well in our preseason. He was probably our best player in the preseason. He got a concussion. I mean, Brandon Murray knocked him in the middle of next week in a pressing drill.
Wow.
It was. You see how physical we play. You can imagine how it is when we're going good on good in practice. I know you've seen it a little bit, Jordy, but he knocked him out pretty good, knocked him out cold, and it's still taking him. He's just now. I saw him practice on Saturday. He actually texted me Saturday morning. He's like, "Coach, can we go good on good in practice? I want to go." I saw this. He had his aggressiveness back. He was starting to show Saturday and Sunday in practice what we had seen before he got the concussion. I think he's getting ready to just take off. He's getting more comfortable. He's got his feel back. He's got his rhythm back. And I think he's really going to take off here, because I'm telling you, the player he was before he got popped pretty good. He was incredible, and I think that's starting to come back. I saw signs of it last night for that 10-minute stretch, and I think it's still coming.
He plays with a very smooth grace to him.
Effortless.
It's almost his game is very effortless when you watch him play. What has been the emphasis on the defensive improvement? I heard you talk about McNeese's defense, how they play flat on the ball, how they press you in the half court. I saw your guys really playing an aggressive style like that. You mentioned the physical style that y'all play with. Y'all were cleaning stuff up around the rim. You out-rebounded them last night, dominated points off of turnovers. What is the emphasis when you speak of LSU basketball defensively?
Well, we got to swarm the ball. And so I was most pleased. We had 2 of our best post traps we've had all year last night. They're trying to get that corrected. We gave up 7 baskets in the Texas State game off our post traps. We were slow on our rotations. We didn't do a great job on that. But, you got to swarm the ball. But it all starts at the front point, at the front of the press. And you got Penson, you got Gaines up there, and you got Murray. And those guys set the tone for the rest of the team in the backside of the press, just because, when they're down in the stance and they're heating the ball up, then your second line guys, and then Mwani's like the quarterback of our defense. Mm-hmm. He knows all the defensive calls. He knows everything. And we were going over something in shoot around yesterday before the game, and he's asking me about moving a half inch this way, and I'm sitting there going, "Golly, you've been with me way too long. You're worried about this." Kind of made me feel a little bit bad, but he's getting OCD like me about
you would be a coach
when we're coming on the post trap, where the red zone starts, and dribbling. I mean, it was a great question, but he was 100% right. But he's just. He's the quarterback of what we do. He had 5 steals last night. He's the quarterback of what we do with the defense. He makes all the calls. He makes the rotations happen. The way we switch and move to keep the bigs down low, it's like basically a kind of a man/matchup zone. There's a lot of different components to it. It takes great communication, and it takes somebody who really sees it and knows what they're doing, and that's what Mwani does. I mean, he sees it. He knows exactly what they're doing. He studies He studies their offense. He studies, what to do, and he goes and swarms that ball, and he gets everybody in the right positions. But starts out front with those guys being able to pressure the ball and inspire those guys behind us.
I saw you earlier this week speaking to the press, and somebody asked you a question about your team, and you responded with, "Everything bothers me about that. Don't you know me by now?" And Jordan and my son and I were watching that, and he was like, "Dad, they're 4-0." And I said, he must think that they're good. He must know that he has a good squad going into the month of December. Is this an easy group to motivate? It seems like this is an easy group to get focused night in, night out.
Well, I don't know if easy is the word. It's never easy.
Right.
But we've got guys that love basketball, love being in the gym, love film, love watching extra stuff, and those are just my type guys. I guess we just we just click more, and they're always asking questions. One of them's already been up this morning, and he was texting me about some different stuff, and so we just have we just got some guys that are just really, really bought into the basketball, and they love playing, and they love playing with each other. We've got good rhythm. We've got good chemistry right now. We just got to keep it rolling.
You mentioned the environment, the atmosphere, and what you're seeing, and obviously you have created a ton of amount of interest and intrigue around the LSU basketball program. A lot of people are speaking about the experience and wondering if the facilities upgrade is coming. Are those discussions happening with the administration on what the future could look like with nights like last night where you've got just about full capacity in the middle of November?
Well, I had a meeting at 11 o'clock yesterday, and that was discussed. So, yeah, I mean, it's at a hour meeting with Matt Laborde and Stephanie Remp on all that, well, amongst other things, but on that yesterday. So we meet bi-weekly, and they kind of update me on things, and I update them on the program and where things are. So yeah, I mean, I think there's progress. We're waiting on Populous to get back. You got to measure twice and cut once. We get one chance to do this thing right. Yeah. So we've got to make sure we do it right. Getting it right is more important than doing it fast. And if we've got to, that's what we talked about yesterday. If there's some things we've got to do maybe to tie us over until we get everything done right, then, that's what we're going to have to do. But we've got to make sure that we do it right. We do it in a first class way, and that we give our guys the best player experience possible.
How do you prepare for this week? You're heading to Niceville, Florida to play in the Emerald Coast Classic, where you'll play Penn State on Friday. Then you'll be waiting on Wake Forest and Oregon State to decide on who you'll play on Saturday. How do you get prepared for a week like this?
Well, the number one thing is we got to prepare for Penn State. You got to win the first game, and so we're going to put everything we got into the first game. I've got some other assistants. One of them handling Wake. One of them will handle Oregon State. So that way, after the game, when we know who we play, we'll be prepared for them. But we've got to put everything we got into this first game. We've got to win this first game. We've got to find a way to win this first game. We've got to do everything we can. It's going to be the first time we play against somebody that, looks exactly like us, is from a power conference. And so it's another opportunity for us, another step up for us. But we're going to put everything we got these next couple of days into Penn State. I got the Penn State games loaded on my computer to watch on the plane, and we'll get rolling.
Any timeline on Sharif?
You know, we got some positive outlook this weekend, and you know, I don't want to put a timeline on, because every time I put a timeline on it, it gets a little bit messed up. But I will say we got some positive news this weekend, and you know, I'm hopeful that it's sooner rather than later.
Real quick, I hadn't gotten your thoughts on this, at least publicly. I know what you think privately on Julian Phillips, but you got his letter of intent last week, and he is a 5-star out of Florida, who I know that you were very high on, that will be here next year, and you were out recruiting today. How is recruiting going, and how good is Phillips?
Well, Phillips, he's from South Carolina, but he, I mean, he's a stud. I don't know how else to describe it. He's tremendous. He was watching the game last night, texted me, and they actually leave for Memphis today with his team. But I mean, he's as good a player as we've signed since we've been here. I mean, he's tremendous talent, tremendous player. He's got the whole package. Great person, competitive buyer, and just he's the real deal. So very excited about him. We're going to look at some younger kids today, some 2023s. Kids we've had on some visits, and kids we've laid eyes on. So we're gonna go watch a few games today. Me and Big Taz. Always good to take him out. Got Big Taz with me, so it's, I always feel safer when I'm with them. But we're gonna go watch a couple things. You know, we've really tried to make some headway on these younger kids with 2023s. We're pretty close to done with next year's class. We'll take maybe one more and see what we can kick around in the portal. But, you know, we're pretty much we feel good with Julian and with Devin Reed. We feel really good about those two. And so if we can have one more, we'd be good to shape. So we're moving on to 23 and trying to get a little bit of a kickstart there, so we're not playing from behind.
Keep them hot, bro.
Love it.
I mean, your squad right now is fun to watch, man. Boot up. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Boot up.
Yes, sir. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. There's Will Wade checking in this morning from the recruiting trail as the Tigers last night roll through Belmont by 30. Julian Phillips, if you have not seen the highlights of the 5-star out of South Carolina, I don't know why I said Florida, out of South Carolina.
He caught you real quick, too.
He did. Just in case anybody catches this.
I mean, I know where he's from, Jordy.
But they are approaching Julian Phillips as like a one and done.
I mean, think of the
like
guys
that's
that
how they have recruited him. That's how they are treating him. That's how they are going to coach him as a one and done player.
Will Wade's time here, he's brought some really talented guys in. Him saying that he's the best guy that he's brought in
says a lot.
That's a big statement.
GoFlow IV brings you to the Jordy Culotta Show every single day. Remember, you can find them online at goflowiv.com, GEAUX, flowiv.com. Stop in and see them, as we tell you all the time. If you suffer from chronic dehydration, athletic performance, illness recovery. When I say athletic performance, if you want to replenish your electrolytes and vitamins after your workout, GoFlow is a great spot to do that at. GoFlowiv.com. Chronic illness, as we say, dehydration. If you're even looking to hydrate your skin and give yourself a more youthful look, check out GoFlow IV, GEAUX, flowiv.com. They offer memberships over there. They sell them on a 3-month, 6-month, and annual package and rate. You can find out all that information online at goflowiv.com. But they're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them. Been with us for a while. Tell them you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Appreciate Will Wade for stopping by. And every time Coach Will Wade stops by, that is compliments of Phil's Oyster Bar over there in the South Downs Shopping Center, and a staple of Baton Rouge. Shout out to Anthony Piazza and his entire crew for supporting us here on the Jordy Culotta Show, and provides us our presence with Coach Will Wade every time he shows up here on the show. Give us a minute, reset. We'll be right back here as we're driven and powered every single day by Go Chevrolet. Papa Earl's, the fine spice, originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more. True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU bluewater.com. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Hebert's Specialty Meats, home to the finest boudin in South Louisiana. 2 spots right here in Baton Rouge and out in Prairieville. Stop in and see them in the Dutchtown Shopping Center on Highway 73 or right here in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway. Online, abearsmarkets.com, and they're all over social media. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Hebert's combines perfect seasoning with that authentic Cajun flavor. Find out for yourself. Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway and in Prairieville on Highway 73. abearsmarkets.com. Welcome back here to a Tuesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Appreciate Coach Will Wade for stopping by here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, all of our sound is brought back to you by RMB Builders. Check them out online at rmb-builders.com. Whether you need a custom design house or a remodel or just some reconstruction done, get in touch with Rhett Bourgeois. rmb-builders.com is where you can find them online. Appreciate you starting your day with us. Make sure and hit that like button, share button. We are going to take you through the process of moving into the new UDL, which we are really fired up about, man, as we anticipate being in the new digs, up and operating probably the week of Christmas, right before Christmas, at least going into the new year. Into January, we should be up and operating there. Just kind of get it wired up, sounded up, kind of get it decorated and ready for. Is it
going to be considered a UDL?
It won't. You know what I mean? I guess
it won't.
The more
it's going to be disclosed. It's not going to be undisclosed.
But we definitely will be anti-suit.
Yeah, okay. That works.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
But we will, I mean, we'll be operating in the public. We will be operating.
If you want to be a part of it, come on.
Right.
Come on through. But if you're kind of weird, don't.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's kind of the vibe.
Sometimes weird's good.
Yeah, you can be. We'll watch Dune there if you want to watch some Dune.
A little weird. I'm a little weird.
I'm a little weird.
But a little weird.
Yeah,
weird.
We're all a little weird.
It is a little weird.
We like weird.
Yeah, a little weird.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
think you're on the line, come on.
Right.
They'll kick you out.
If you got to ask, that's enough.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to it, man. We're excited about it. The show is growing. That is compliments of you and being there and supporting us, and we appreciate that.
We're
looking forward to the new year, man.
We're gonna have a watch room with a bunch of TVs. So if you want to put your name and stamp on some, just throw a little donation there in the chat.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
know, like, hey, we're trying to furnish this
right.
thing and make it for y'all. Y'all are the reason we're moving. So let's do this together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Boudreaux might have already bought a TV by now.
He could have.
I think Boudreaux might. Cody Boudreaux shout
We
out
got
might
one
get a
though.
placard.
We have a. It's a
We have
media.
dreams
yeah.
for 5 TVs.
We got just in one room.
in one room.
Yeah.
Then we have
Which I think
TVs
is too
everywhere.
much.
You
Huh?
think so?
I think 5 TVs is too much
You
in the
think?
sense of what am I like? How am I gonna do this? At some point, it becomes a little overwhelming.
Well, that's like,
Right?
it's
Yeah, but you have the big one that's on
No
the
doubt.
stuff, and you have the
No
small
doubt.
ones. Like you're not even gonna notice the small ones. And
Yes,
it's like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But-
So I think like the perfect viewing pleasure, like if we just go total degenerate, right? And you've got your room. I think 3 TVs is probably the maximum of what we could consume, what I
Right.
can pay attention to. Right? Like
'Cause
I
what
can
we're
watch, let's say like LSU's going to be the primary game.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Like ultimately this game, this team, this room is what I'm trying to say, is built for March Madness.
yes,
Right?
yes.
Like that to me, when I see this room, I see watch parties, basketball happening, all different games, gambling, it's all of that happening, content flowing out of that room. 3 is like, because I've been at like some of these events where you're just like in this
Inundated.
euphoria of sports. Right, like you've got me in a recliner. You're feeding me Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's kind of where we're going.
You're getting me a ham. You know what I mean?
It feels
You're
borderline
giving me the-
illegal.
Yes, like you're giving me the full
Ugh.
experience
Yeah.
here. 3 TVs is the max that I can like digest and really like take in all of the action. Otherwise, I feel like I can't even.
Okay.
I can't
You're
even-
overwhelmed.
I
It's
can't even
over-
do this. I can't
too
even
stimulated.
turn those 2 off so I can
Watch this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess so. I've been in rooms with 5. I've been in a spot with 5, like in a man cave with like big 5 TVs, and like the middle TV is like such the focal point that like I don't even notice the other ones.
Yeah.
But I guess that's your point. Like if you're not gonna notice the other ones, why have them there? But you know, I get it.
I see a TV in the bar chill area, which is going to be tight.
Yep.
I have some merchandise. That's probably where the business will get done. And then, you know, kind of the back of the offices where, you
Every
know.
office has a TV in
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
But
not
see, what
suited
I
up
was
back
thinking,
there.
the only thing I'm concerned with in the amount of TVs is I'm just trying to avoid commercials at all costs. I'm trying to do red zone without doing red zone.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
'cause
but that's impossible.
I'm trying. Well, 5 TVs. That seems like that could maybe
At
we
some
could
point,
find
they're all
it.
going to be on a commercial.
Is that what? No, there's. I guess when you
Yes.
do,
Yeah.
Hanson was
I
like,
mean,
dude, I can't help you here.
yeah,
Everybody's
well,
on a
I mean,
commercial.
yeah.
Hanson's got a great method if he goes back to early game highlights, or he is one of the best
Yeah.
ad-libbers on television.
He is.
Do you think he's good or bad? Because I've heard some pushback on old
Well, I
Hanson.
mean, he's buttoned up.
He takes some chances with what he's saying because he's like we've talked about, like landing the plane. He'll
Yeah.
get caught in the middle
will.
of trying to say
will.
something as plays are
Bro,
actively happening.
let me
Like,
tell you
bro, get out the
something.
way.
That's a hard.
It's
game.
an impossible job.
I will never criticize 8 hours of programming.
No.
Ever.
Rapid, nonstop.
I do 2 hours of programming a day, and
And I'm
by, like,
exhausted.
I mean, it's draining. I mean, some days, and I don't mean to sound, you know, like a, but I mean, like some days,
We
if
can't
you
only-
just sit there and talk for 2 hours, you're like mentally drained.
Well, here's the
sometimes,
thing.
you know, Kelly's like, you never talk. I'm like, ugh.
I'm done
I don't
with
feel
it.
like talking.
I'm at my workout
Here's
for
the
the
thing.
day.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Everything that we're talking about here is stuff that we want to talk about. He's talking about stuff that's going on live.
Live.
Like he has to be on. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have a script. He doesn't know what the game's gonna happen.
telling
He doesn't
you,
know
dude.
what's gonna happen.
That is
hard,
that is a
dude.
hard job in television.
Yeah.
And then
But
you-
let me if I had my choice, I would take that job in television.
absolutely, you're watching football.
yeah.
Because
duh.
not only that, not because of that, because television, like the 7 day a week, the 5 of the 7 day a
You get
week
one
thing,
day.
where I've got to get suited up and my hair's got to look right and I got to smile and I got to be in a good mood. That's why, dude, that's a tough act.
What takes up your personality? You're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm just putting on this cloud makeup and painting a smile on my face. It's like I don't even know what the weather did today. Like I don't even know what I did. I just saw him at work. But did you see where Hanson's like he let the cat out the bag about how he doesn't pee for the 8
Really?
hours he can't get up from the desk.
Really?
So
Damn.
because there's no breaks. So he dehydrates himself the night before.
No.
Yeah, and he doesn't
that's
drink
too
anything.
much of a commitment. Like,
Yeah.
during some of the highlights,
But
just, hey, producer, I'm going to be gone for 30 seconds. I got to go take a leak. Just keep my mic closed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just show the games.
don't rubber durst me.
Yeah, right. Like, you don't have to be there all day telling me
8
what
hours.
happens.
That can't be good. That's not good for you.
It can't. No, if you're
No.
having to go to such extremes as to look. I imagine. What if you had like a date that night on Saturday night? Oh, can't do it. Can't drink anything. Can't even have a water. Certainly can't eat any questionable food because what if that happens?
Ooh, that's
There's
tough.
no.
Yes.
If he ever leaves, we know
Get
why.
that morning dump out of the way.
He must. Do you think?
Yes.
Or just,
He has to.
Or do
Coffee-
you,
Tom
coffee
Granning with
can't
a
be-
super donation of $50 towards a
Tom Brady?
television. Tom Granning.
Oh, they said Tom Brady. I was like, well, Tom Brady's in the chat.
already?
Tom Granning. We appreciate that, Tom, very much. We would say that if, and I'm not complaining at all, we appreciate the money very much. If you're going to donate to the show, please Venmo the show rather than donate within the YouTube chat because YouTube keeps a ton of the
YouTube takes the money essentially
they take
from us.
a big chunk of it. And
get ya.
we appreciate that very much, and we will put the Venmo out there. We'll tell Katie. Can we text Katie, get the official address of the Venmo and put it in there?
Lloyd-Courtney
yes.
is where you can find it, and I'll make sure everybody
we
gets
appreciate
two
it
L's?
very much.
2 L's.
2 L's.
Rusty Leger, Tom trying to make everybody else look bad. He is Rusty. You look terrible. Donate your 50 or get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
In fact, Venmo
Keep up with
that.
the Joneses,
Venmo it,
baby.
then you
Just
can make
kidding.
Tom look bad.
I'm just kidding. Thank you for being there, Tom.
But are
Thank
you?
you for
But are
no,
you?
I'm not. Thank you for the donation for sure. But Scott Hansen is what, dude? Come here.
We got.
Dude,
off
you
of
can.
school this week.
Dude, you can
Okay.
provide content for the show.
Yeah.
It's been 2 days with the Thanksgiving holiday, and he's already restless. Like the kids need school.
They do.
They just don't need to be at home. They don't even know how to be at home.
I
Like,
love
go do nothing.
I love the fact that they're outside though,
Yes.
Yeah.
playing
Well,
basketball.
they know that's the
doing
rule,
whatever.
bro.
Like I love that. No video games. Get
I
out
will
of
be
there.
a tornado in the morning if I see them laying in the bed or laying.
Oh, you're a shake 'em up.
I'm getting them out on a day like this. They're not staying inside.
Yeah,
they're not
love
staying
that.
inside.
Love that.
Get on your bikes. Go cause hell. Go play
Go
basketball.
get in trouble.
Yes.
You're giving the Sandlot speech.
Right.
To go skin your knees.
Yeah,
go
come
get
with us.
dirty.
Come back
yeah.
home with some cuts
Yeah,
on.
Go
I
them.
want
kill
you-
all
go
your
get in
allergies.
trouble.
Go
Yeah.
get in the grass,
Go
bro.
get-
Go
yeah.
roll around. You know
I want
what
to have to
mean?
apologize to somebody.
Yes, exactly. That's right. I'm gonna have to pay for a window pane today.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of
Yeah.
here.
You're not going to get in trouble.
Right.
It's going to be fine.
Like Jordan, you have a 1-year-old, right? So I mean, like you're still you can't put them down and turn your head.
No.
Like if you put them on the couch, you could turn back and they could be rolled down and falling down on the ground. Like I mean,
No, if
they
it's-
constantly have to have your eyeballs on them.
Yeah, if it's
he
quiet.
mobile? Is he mobile?
Oh yeah,
Okay, well that's a little different. That's a little different.
Well, that's tough. That's even tougher.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
mobile. Like,
if it's quiet in the room, something's going on.
Right.
Being quiet is bad.
Exactly. Quiet is bad with a 1-year-old. He is like cracking into the mode of he's too cool.
oh, he's getting. How old is he?
But
10?
but he's still got that
Childhood
kid in him.
charm.
You
That's
know what I
great.
mean?
That's
Yeah,
great.
he's still.
That's great.
It's a very cool age, but it's still you kind of get to a point where you
10?
want to. Well, pop him every now and
Yeah.
then. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
son of a bitch.
yeah, right. Like it's more like when he's in front of his friends at the game.
Oh
last
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then he gets a little like a tad
Look,
disrespectful
yeah,
sometime.
yeah,
and
right.
whoa, whoa,
What,
whoa.
Dad?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What?
What, son?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's 10. Yeah. 10, about to be 11.
Then you have the friends over. Like this is
Yeah.
this is what we don't know. Like, you have the friends. The friends would come to the house. We would be up 12:30. Our neighbors probably hate us because 12:30 we were playing basketball in the front yard till 2 a.m. Like goal down at 6 feet, and we were just dunking on
Yamming.
people and dunking on each other, and we're playing 3-on-3, and we're talking shit, and we're like we're like 10, 11. We're getting in fights, and then we're dripping sweat, and then we all go just sleep.
Yeah.
Like no showers.
No
just,
shower.
Just jump in. I'm like, damn, that's the best.
That's the
like
best.
that is the best.
Or when you take them to a high school football game on a Friday night,
Yep.
and you get there at like 6:45, and you don't see them until 9:30, and they come back
Shirt
And I
ripped,
mean,
like
just-
disheveled.
What happened to you?
and you can see every string of their hair because they're sweating, dripping, like got like Coke stains
Yep.
on the
Oh,
lip.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Easy over there, Pablo.
You're the dad.
Right.
Oh yeah, get in some trouble.
Oh man.
That'd be great.
They're all dirty. I get it, bro. That was the one thing out of the like when we had like the pandemic started and everybody was at home. That was the one thing that I noticed was like, man, you walk down the street and like all the empty lots in our neighborhood or like the empty spaces were full of like kids doing something, playing wiffle ball, playing
we can hear
football.
It. That's what I'm telling you. That's
fun.
why I really and truly I love the neighborhood that I'm raising him in, because in the afternoon you can still hear kids on bikes, kids running around. There's still a neighborhood pool, which don't exist in Baton Rouge anymore. When I grew up, we went to Kenilworth Pool, we went to Magnolia Woods Pool, we were getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Like we were
riding our bikes.
We weren't getting in trouble, but you were just
French trouble.
Mischievous.
French trouble.
Yeah, just doing stuff.
Probably
you know what
fucking
I mean?
Culotta that did that. It's
Yeah,
like, maybe I'm better back at home. I don't know. I never even went out today.
Go start some super shit at the Bocage Racket Club. Just run up in there. You know what I mean? Like, what's your member number?
That's how it was.
6.
That's how it was in Lafayette. We would all like whenever like during these times or like the summer, we would all go to Reds.
Oh,
and so, dude, like
Reds
was full of
Reds is the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's a city block.
Yeah,
it is a city
unbelievable
block.
They've got everything.
You can eat there.
You can live there.
Dude, they have a kids pool with slides and shit in the outside.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
Whatever the cost is, it has to be worth it, because you can't turn a corner in that place and be like, oh, I'm glad this is here. Amenities everywhere.
Dude, we would be there. I'm talking about we'd get dropped off at 8:30.
That is awesome.
And we would leave at 4. And I'm sure the people who worked there hated us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, we have our parents' little like member cards,
yes.
and like we would go get food, and then we'd go outside, and then like you find these like little areas you're probably not supposed to be in, but you're in there, and you get in trouble. And it's like you play basketball. It's like, dude, and then they started this one. Dodgeball like was huge. And then the racquetball courts would turn into a dodgeball court at like 2.
Let's go.
And then that was like 2 hours of just straight dodgeball and just trying to wail on people. It was great.
And this is when it's not the red dodgeball, right? Like the red rubber ones. These are like the soft war balls.
This was This wasn't
those, because those are more fun. You can kind of grip them when you're younger.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. The tournaments. Those are the good. I mean, I'm 30, over 30, about to be 32. I don't want to say my age. I'm about to be 32. And like I still want to do those things. Like I still want to go play dodgeball or like wiffle ball or basketball, and like, but I'm not a kid anymore, so it's like hard to gather up the squad.
Dude, you want to go play some war ball?
Hey,
Mikey, no.
Hey, you want to go ride your bikes down the street? Let's
What's
go to
the deal?
The pool. Is like,
I rented a couple
Mikey.
of courts up the street. Are y'all in or are you out?
I have to put up my Christmas decorations, Mikey. Stop being a 10-year-old.
But I feel that. I mean, like those, like I tell him that, and you don't get that, but I'm telling him, like, bro, these are the days.
You don't know that
You won't know until after.
Yeah, you don't know it, and you're not supposed to know it.
Right.
So you don't want to sit there as like some dad and be like, you have to get this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The Billy Madden, stay here as long as you can.
And you can't force them, because like they're not enjoying it. Like if they have to want to go and do it, like you can influence them and like put them in these situations, but like they've got to want to do that.
Yes.
And it's when they do,
Absolutely.
it's like, damn, this is awesome.
It's chips on a sandwich time. Yeah. It's like you get to put the Doritos on a sandwich. You get to go swim in the pool.
Doritos on a sandwich?
No, when I'm 10.
Are you not?
I'm a barbecue chip guy.
Okay.
I do chips, but the Doritos, I don't.
I was just trying to paint the very vague, like whenever you go to the pool, Cheeto figures on the white bread, like they're just running around, like no regard for human life at that age, where you're eating, you're spilling Gatorade, and then you're back, boom, you're back out there, like back in the pool. It's like, what just happened? Where did my kid go?
Dude, back home we used to have a community pool that everybody would go to, right? And so there was the drains of the pool were like open, and it was like probably 20 feet from each other, right? The pool was so wide that it was a huge pool.
Could you jump it?
No. So you wouldn't jump it, but you would sit, and so we would have a tournament, and this is like, it's community, so everybody's in there. So you would have one person on that side, one person on this side, and we'd have one of those squishy balls that would get full of water, and you would skip it across, and we'd play basically like you have to go, dude. You know how many people we smash in the face?
God,
like
dude.
they're just poor bystanders just try to swim through, and they come up and they just get hammered. And how many times we've gotten kicked out of the pool for playing this game? It didn't matter. We're back in there playing, dude. Like it was so fun.
Was there anything better than the balloon launcher?
Oh yeah,
one of those things where you had to have a 3-man team.
Yep.
You pull here, you pull here. I'm in the middle, bro. And
make sure you get it back as far as you can.
Like the older kids would be playing basketball at Kenilworth Pool, and they wouldn't let us on the court, so we'd go back to the pool and fill them up all with balloons and just start firing.
That's the best.
And get like one of those roid monkeys to come out of it. You know what I mean? Who was shooting the balloons? And everybody's like in the pool, like, I don't know, bro.
I like that you said you were 10. We had one at the fraternity house, and we would just let that thing rip like 15 in a row.
Nothing
it was
better
just
than,
like shooting a gun in the air, like it's
nothing
gonna
better
fall
than being
down
at the
somewhere.
Beach, the beach
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on those condos
yeah.
with the,
Yep.
down at the beach.
Yep.
Woo, get inside, bro. Get inside. Get inside. Close the door. Close the door.
Dude, you think you're not being obvious? Like, dude, it's exactly that room right there.
The one with the towel.
Yeah,
Right there with the LSU towel flying right there.
They left the door open.
Cop knock. Bum, 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 bum.
Man, that was a good time.
Nobody's here.
Yeah. Go hide under the bed, Mom. I don't know what they're talking about. They're lying.
Blame it on the kid. Daily, we're brought to you by Falaya Real Estate. Get in touch with Barrett Blondo, our friend, as he is changing the game in which real estate is bought and sold down here in the state of Louisiana. Get in touch with him today. Sell your house, buy yourself, and save thousands. You get exposure on MLS, Realtor.com, and all the major sites. Virtual tours, push-button offers. Falaya.com. Call Barrett Blondo today, 225-939-6153, 225-939-6153. As you can get in touch with Falaya, proud sponsor here of the Jordy Culotta Show. As we appreciate that. Rusty Leger says JC Dodgeball Tournament. Who is down? There was a dodgeball tournament that was here in town a couple of years back. Who was that? Was that Matt Flynn and them that used to put that on? I think that was, and it was fun.
I don't
man.
know,
it was
but
a
that seems like
you
a
would
Matt
build
Flynn
your
thing.
team. And there was a, we should do that, man. Good.
That or wiffle
that's a
ball's
good
always
idea,
fun.
Rusty. Yep. Wiffle
You know,
ball's
like
good.
something that, yeah.
Not too strenuous, but you
Right.
can be competitive.
Yeah, right. Like flag
You know?
football is a little too.
Yeah, it's too much.
strenuous.
It's too much.
Yeah.
We had
Kickball? Is kickball too much?
It's just not that much fun.
It's not as
Really?
much fun. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not as
Okay.
much fun.
Okay.
I can't
Unless-
kick. I can't kick for shit.
Oh, I
That's
see.
my
That's
my
why.
thing. That's like my.
Unless
I can
you-
catch and throw and do like normal athletic stuff.
Oh, wow.
Can't kick at
You're
all.
exposed.
Yeah, I know, and
so-
it feels bad.
You're like the Charlie
I hate
Brown.
that feeling.
You're like
Yeah,
the
well,
Charlie
it's
Brown
just-
guy. You swing and miss.
Have you played
Yes.
kickball the way that they do it? I went to play, and it was like an intramural thing. Like this was probably 2 years ago. They throw it so goddamn hard, and I was like, I thought we were trying to
it's like
have
a
fun.
fast softball
He's trying to strike
pitch.
you out, and I was like, well, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna miss it.
Do
But,
they,
like,
the ball
they can't bounce
they're-
it though,
they're-
right? They're
but
not
they're
allowed
trying to
bounce
like,
it, right?
yeah, but it comes in super hot. Like it can bounce, but it's got to be.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
You
Like,
say,
that's just
or
not
you say,
fun.
you know what? We're gonna play kickball, but here's the
Here's
caveat.
the rules.
If
Serve
you,
'em up.
You don't have to, and
Yeah,
you
I'm trying
don't
to
have
hit
to throw the
tanks.
ball to catch. If I peg you with the ball, you're out.
Out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, is that how
Is that
kickball
not a
is?
rule?
Is that how kickball is?
I have
I've
no
always
clue,
played it as
dude.
it- as
It
it-
is
I've
what
always
I
played it that
play.
way too. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
the official rules, but that's
No,
how
I'm
we-
out if it's not.
Yeah, you peg you, you're out. You're
What athletic move exposes you a big leaguer? Like, what do you feel uncomfortable doing? Is there like a move that
Like
somebody's
I can't kick or swim.
if somebody's like, backpedal and
Yeah.
turn and run? You know what I mean? You could probably eat that
like
up as a
on the
center
field
fielder.
or like in a different
Just
like
Anything
sport.
like swinging
So-
a golf club, you're like, ooh, I
So,
don't look like
no,
a big
swinging
leaguer
golf
right
club's
now.
not an issue because I'm swinging, but I
That's exactly right. Sorry about that. Jacques Doucette, it was the Heritage House. It was the Heritage Ranch beneficiary,
Thank you.
Jacques. That was did the dodgeball. Jacques, we should team up and do that. Red Rock and
Love
Blue
that.
Jordy Culotta show.
Love that. The one I think I'm honestly swimming. I'm like I can swim. Like I'm not a bad swimmer, but like
Ah,
swimming like
okay.
competitive. Like I'm not a good breathe. I don't know how to breathe.
I
and
don't know how to
swim.
do it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do. We used to have to do that for the Omaha Challenge for baseball. We used to have to do all these different things, and one of the days we had to do a relay race in the natatorium, and that was tough, dude. Like you had to get in there and you had to go and you had to swim one end. It was like I guess it's 50 meters or however long it was, and like it was hard. Like it was like I had to go. Like, and I had to because I don't know how to breathe and swim at the same time. You know, it's like it's not
we lost
good.
a guy at
Macho
the Omaha
can't
Classic.
breathe. Look at this
Not
dumbass,
good.
dude.
Starting center
Look at our
fielder.
center fielder. Can't even swim in a straight line. Get out of the pool, Martuk.
I'm swimming, and next thing I know, I look up and I'm
Jesus.
like about to hit my head on the side of the pool, and I'm like not even going straight anymore. I'm like, what am I doing? But yeah,
Lord.
swimming.
Freshman
And like I'm not
starter.
a great kicker. Like
See?
like kick the
Like a
ball.
punter?
I can punt better, but if the ball's
Place
on
kick.
the ground, yeah,
Place
yeah.
kick. Yes.
Soccer would probably be the thing that I'm probably not the most comfortable doing.
Yeah.
I was never a soccer player.
Can you water ski?
I've never really tried it.
Really?
Never tried it. Yeah.
Snow skied?
Never been skiing. Never been to the mountains.
See, this is what happens, I guess, when you're like professional athlete. You miss out on so many things if you
Yeah.
want to actually take your
Yeah.
career seriously.
I mean,
Now I'll tell you what. If you ask Allie, I cannot. What's the one where you stand up and you have the board?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
How-
paddleboarding.
I can't do that.
Because you can't balance?
I fall off every time.
Okay.
wow.
I don't know why. I mean, it's just not very smooth. Now, meanwhile, my wife is like in the friggin' 2 miles out.
Right.
Just
Well, I mean, she weighs 90 pounds.
yeah, of course. That's what I say. I was like, maybe it's just I was on a small
Might be a
board.
weight thing.
Yeah, a small board. I don't know.
Let's trade boards.
Sorry, I cut you off. What were you about to say?
No. Well, one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen was Alvin Kamara.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, he was snowboarding,
And he's never
and he
done
said
it
it was
before.
his first time that he ever did it, and it. I mean,
Well, have
Dude,
you seen,
it was to
have
the-
you seen his workouts?
yes, his
right.
workouts
He
are
stands
nuts.
up on Bosu
His
balls.
workouts. We've had the
Or on, like,
Dr. Reef
whatever.
on.
Yeah,
The guy,
okay.
kind of like, how do you come up with this stuff?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like,
just
how
core
do you
balance,
even,
dude.
How do you even get to that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I
you're
would break my
inventing-
neck before I got there.
Yeah.
You're inventing workouts. Like he's like, I have to come up with new things for Kamara because everything we do,
Yeah.
he can already do it. And it's like, there's no reason. There's not a person on the planet. If you would have told me that kid snowboard the first time they go out there, and like, look, he looked like he knew
Not
what he was doing.
to look like that.
It looked like he'd done it his
I mean, he's
entire
like
life.
I've been
sitting
told
down.
snowboarding
Yeah, he's
is
like
really
doing
hard.
tricks, and they're like, Sean Payton was like, "Oh man, probably don't do this." Like, I'm good, coach. He's
Yeah,
like, "How many times you done it?" First time, and it's like, "This is impossible."
Yeah.
Because I've seen people when we did like the
Even athletic people.
yeah, like
I
when
wouldn't
we,
be able. I wouldn't be able to
I mean,
snowboard.
when we did ski trip, like for like the colleges, like the fraternities would go or whatever, and like there's always one soul that's like, I'm gonna snowboard.
No
It's
doubt.
like, bro, we're trying to smoke weed and like go down the mountain. Like I'm not trying to learn
Chill out,
anything.
dude.
I'm not trying to learn anything.
We're going down
today.
the bunny slopes, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, come on.
Like, I'm
we ain't
scared of-
going double black diamond
No,
over here.
I'm scared of the
Seriously,
gondola.
yeah.
Like I don't want to get on the thing because it gets too high. But like we inevitably, there's some person every day that's like, I'm a snowboard, and you see their ass at the top of the mountain when we first started, flipping,
somersaulting.
they can't stand
Like,
up.
feet overhead,
Yeah.
head over feet, flipping down a mountain. I'm like,
Absolutely.
dude.
Well, the thing about
I'm not
snowboarding
into
is
it that much.
You have to
It
go.
sucks.
You have to keep your weight centered. Like you have to be super balanced, and that I think that's why Kamara's so good at it because that's his
That's what he
workouts.
is.
One, that's what he trains to do, and two, like he's just naturally like that. I've done not obviously his workouts, but Colby used to make me do stuff on those balls, like with my knees and like keep it. And I could.
You're
but,
freaking
like,
wiggling,
but
dude.
like standing up, like straight up on the ball, like that's
Could you
almost
imagine
impossible.
standing on one of those things and catching something?
Yeah,
like
no,
he
it's. I
does?
mean, it's the what he does is freaking unbelievable.
He's an
Unreal.
alien.
He is. He's the
Unreal.
freakiest
Yeah.
athlete going right now, right? Like, I mean, as far as just like the way
The
his
smoothness of it all.
athleticism looks.
He
I
is
mean,
smooth,
Steph
dude.
Curry to me is as far as the entertainment dollar goes, he is what stops traffic for me right now. Like
Yeah.
Steph Curry you
Right.
would put everything down and be like, Steph Curry's on fire, change the channel.
Right.
And we're watching.
Yeah, he's made 8 threes
But
in
when
a row.
you watch Alvin Kamara
Just
be
glide.
Alvin Kamara and glide on an NFL football field and make people miss
He's slippery,
just by
dude.
like,
Slippery.
and you never see him get hit.
And you
Like-
never think he never looks like he's running full speed.
Right.
He just runs away from people.
And he's running away on an NFL field.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and you saw his they summed up his football game in that one play when it was like the dump off pass, and he just like
Yeah, the Green Bay game.
yeah, and he was like, hey, toss it. He just put his hand up, like I'm open if y'all need it. Like I'll get you 50. Like okay, here you go.
I know. And speaking of, man, he is. They said he's doubtful for Thursday. God, I just
He must be really
Hurt.
yeah. His knee. It's the same thing he had a couple. Was it last year? Or
2 years ago.
His knee, and I mean, look, you know what?
Ingram's getting some run.
Ingram looks good, but like
I mean, how crucial is
Both
that
of
sign?
those.
How crucial
Yeah.
is
And
getting
then
him?
Taysom just got a new contract that seems
Yeah.
very bizarre.
I was showing you yesterday, like
Yeah.
The Saints
So-
are going to get in trouble with like the SEC or somebody that like manages
that-
money.
they're
Like,
giving
this
us-
can't- whatever's
they're
going on
making
here
deals
is
with the
fishy.
devil.
I like what we got going because they're very smart with it. But
They
like
are.
they must have some master plan for Taysom Hill that we just
their
haven't
economics,
seen yet.
The economics that they live on
Caponomics.
are just crazy. So Taysom Hill signed yesterday. This was reported by Schefter. A unique
So don't trust it.
a 4-year hybrid type of contract extension that could be worth anywhere between $40 to $95 million, depending on the position that he plays, including 22.5 of it guaranteed. So Hill's hybrid deal is unlike any other contract before it. It pays him $40 million base salary for the role that he's currently playing, kind of like the Swiss Army knife, and then up to an
kind of a lie.
additional $55 million if he becomes the starting quarterback over the next 4 seasons
So that won't happen.
in New Orleans.
He's how old is he?
If
32.
he didn't win the job this year,
Right, I don't see it. And
Like-
look, he hasn't even gotten in the game now.
Right.
right?
Now, like Trevor Siemian is playing quarterback now, and I thought last week he should have. I know he was kind of banged up, but like I thought he was gonna come in the second half because
yeah, me too.
we were struggling. Siemian had just done a pick 6. It was 27-7. Give me something else. and he didn't. I know he's kind of banged up, but still, like, you thought that he would be in the game doing that, playing quarterback.
Because he thinks he should be playing quarterback.
Does he anymore?
I think he still wants.
I know, but here's my
to.
thing:
He wants that money.
if he's not going to play quarterback, he needs to get more touches. And
Yeah,
look,
there's
I'm
no-
not. Sean Payton's way smarter than I am as an offensive mind and as a football guy. But I mean, if you're going to pay him this money and he's that talented and he's that important to you, I know he plays all these different roles, but I'd like to see him with the ball in his hand more.
Yeah, especially when you're lacking for offensive
Exactly.
weapons.
Throw him the ball more. Put him out there.
All right, have a good Tuesday out there.
Maction tonight.
Maction, who we got? What's
Yeah,
the bet?
What's the bet?
What's the bet?
What's the
Western
bet?
Michigan, Northern.
By the way, our talk conversation yesterday at the LSU game, I did say under and minus 6.5.
We totally missed on that.
And we missed.
What was it, only 5.5? What were we?
It was
What were we
6.5.
scared?
It went up to
6.5.
6.
Six.
Right,
When
six.
we were talking
While
about
we were
it.
talking about
What
it.
were we scared of?
I don't know. Very disappointing.
I liked it.
in how we.
Nobody else
we
liked it.
handled
But I
that.
liked it. I didn't bet it.
Northern Illinois catching 3.5. It opened at 4.5. So some money coming in on Western Michigan.
What's the over under? I only want over under on Max. On Max.
I'll go over
61.
the Mac.
Over. Give me over the
Give me
Mac
the
every
over.
time.
Northern Illinois line stinks. I think Western Michigan covers. Let's
Okay,
see.
that's the
Find
bet.
out. That's the bet.
That's
And
the
we'll
bet.
go over.
Minus
give
Are we
us
going
the
over it?
I want over. Over
All right,
61
we
and a
got
half.
over there. We got Western Michigan over here. I might change my pick when I look more into it.
You'll definitely
Oh,
change your
here we
pick.
go.
Hey, I waffled last week. I waffled on Thursday, and it worked out for the better.
Tell everybody about the Jordy Culotta Show. Like, share, dislike, interact with us. Comment on what we've got going on YouTube, Facebook. If you're looking for merchandise, jordy.itemorder.com, and our social media is @Culotta Show.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should have a group community bet every day or every week, like Sunday
Put a
or
ticket
Monday,
in, yeah.
or do it. And everybody, we all are just the bet that we.
That
all
won't ruin
want.
the chemistry of the show at all. It's just the one person that puts in the bad team on the parlay.
No. We all agree. We all agree.
Fucking
Winner
winner.
to
We
save
all
his
agree.
life.
We all agree. This is the bet that we want, so that we can all like text each other and root for this one bet
I'm
to
in.
go through.
I'm in.
I'm
You
in.
know? Like I think
This-
that'd be fun.
I've had it tear apart college households before.
No, but everybody's on the same thing.
You think so until they're not.
How? But how are you not? If we agree to it, how are we not?
Because you got to talk somebody into it, then they go, "I fucking told you it wasn't."
Well,
gonna
then
be
tell that guy.
Oklahoma
Then you
State."
hedge the bet if you don't
Yeah,
want.
then that's when
you
it
just
starts
hedge.
break. I'm telling you, I've done this. I've lived this life, and it has torn apart households for weekends at a time.
Well, that's
And then-
that's good
That's
content.
That's good content.
That's
Yeah.
good content.
the thing that really killed it is
I
we
want you to
had-
motherfuck me.
Absolutely, and I will.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We were doing a little bit of gambling back in the college days, and we had somebody that had fantasy football on his docket, and he was cheered for a touchdown that was against everybody's bet, but he had the running back of the other team. And if you want to hear
That's gotta be silent.
eyes
That's gotta be a
cut at
silence,
somebody
yeah.
so quickly, everybody turned and looked at him, and he was the only one in the room, and he was like, "What?" He's like, "What the fuck is wrong
that's
with you
gotta
right
be a
now?"
silent
It was a walk out the room for a moment, and collect
That's
yourself.
tough.
Yep.
That is hard. That's a hard pill. You can't. Look, you can do that, but you can't say it verbally. You have inside.
Right,
You can be
absolutely.
happy.
Yes.
But you gotta look.
You just
like
gotta
you're
walk
mad,
out the
like,
room.
Yeah, take
You gotta walk out the
yeah.
room. Walk out the room.
Especially because fantasy money is
Get
at the end
outside
of
and
the
let that
year.
run.
This
Yes.
is money
I know.
now.
Give me a
I
break,
have some
bro.
big fantasy money on the line right now. I'm in the playoffs in 2 of my big leagues. I'm
Is this
ready.
playoffs this weekend? Is that
No. We have 3 regular
to
season
say,
games
damn.
week. 3 regular season games left. I am in first place in 2 leagues.
Oh
Ooh,
shit!
wow.
Did
Yeah,
yours-
I'm
Are you peaking?
I'm 7-4.
That's
Huh?
Are you peaking?
No. See, I peaked and I went through my
He's gonna
lull.
peak again.
I went through my
Wow.
lull and now I'm on the upswing.
Wow.
And I'm winning without Kamara's
The abnormal
bench.
double peak.
The old
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
That's how you win.
And I'm getting hot at the right time, baby. That's it.
I stink at
That's
fantasy
it.
football.
Who's carrying
dude.
you?
Well, so one league I have with my buddies from back home. I have it's an offense. Instead of having a flex, you can play an offensive player, which means you can play 2 quarterbacks.
Oh.
So in that league, I have Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford, and they both sucked
They
last
did.
week. Or no, Matt Stafford was off last week, but they both sucked the week before, and I lost. So I lost 2. I was 6-2. Then I lost 2 straight, and I was 6-4,
bad
and then
about
I
this.
won
Yeah,
There's
you're
the
right.
lull.
7-4.
Okay. Little bit
Now
of a dip.
I'm back.
You got Aaron
Stafford's
Rodgers,
back.
3 tuds.
Yep, and then the big money league is Charlotte, the team I was with this past year, and I am 7-4 in that league, and I'm waiting for Antonio Brown to come back. When he comes back, I think my team's gonna be back to what it needs to be.
Is
What's going
Antonio
on?
Brown
Yeah, what's
the little
going on
back?
with
Yeah, an
David?
ankle thing, but they said he's supposed to be back this week. Hey, after this Monday game, that's what the the little bubble info thing on ESPN.com.
Is it an ankle, or didn't he get a card that he probably should have?
He's good. He's back.
He's playing. He's such a. I don't know if he's smart.
He's right.
He's good though.
I mean, he's great at football, but
Run your route, catch the ball, score the touchdown, live with Tom Brady. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I feel okay saying that he might be dumb. Like, just kind of not the smartest guy in the room.
I don't know.
I mean, faking cards in the
Maybe just
NFL is a wild move.
A hell of a move.
Aaron Rodgers was like, "Oh, thank you."
First of all, why is did the chef get fired? Then say that, or did
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like this guy could be making shit up. Maybe Antonio Brown made a joke and said, "Oh, I'm probably just gonna get a fake thing," and like
said he showed it to him.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, how does that guy know it was fake? What if it was real? What if it was a real one?
I just don't imagine Antonio Brown's very buttoned up with what he does, and he's not afraid to get in a little trouble.
He's just not thinking of repercussions.
Never.
No,
yeah, I mean, like.
Just get back on the field and win me a championship, please.
All right, have a great Tuesday out there. We appreciate you liking, sharing, and being here, commenting on our posts. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
That guy, LeBron James' elbow, going to play basketball ever again?
I think that was a punch more than an elbow.
Yeah, it was a punch.
He punched him?
He went here with a back, like a flying.
Did he do it on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think he meant to hit him in the face on purpose.
He didn't mean to break skin. He just wanted to send a message.
Yeah.
Well, he might have got him kicked out the league.
No, he's not out the league. You think the NBA is gonna kick LeBron James?
No, I'm saying the other guy.
Might
not have. He might be going to Shanghai.
Oh.
Could play for the Knights or the Sharks. But
that wasn't. He didn't do anything wrong.
The second, it was the second run out. He got away. And then he was calmed down. Then he went right back again.
I mean, dude, if someone punched me in the face, I'd be mad too.
He was bleeding.
Yeah, he was bleeding.
That was a good cut. Yeah. All right, boys.
Bleeding.